So at this point, we have dozens of real estate roadmap diagrams, our flow charts, our process flows, our systems diagrams, whatever you want to call it. It's a method for us to manage and control the process. That's the method I use. But some of our viewers have asked us to show us the entire process from developing your deal flow to the time you actually sell the property. That's a multi-year process. We're going to distill that in just about a dozen bubbles. So first is, how do we develop a strong deal flow? We've got process flows that look specifically on developing a great deal flow. The more deals you have coming in, the less likely you are to say, oh, I've got to buy a property, and you settle for buying a deal that might not be as attractive. So having a strong deal flow is critical to you finding and engaging the right property. Part of that process, the deal flow process, is to make sure that you are establishing strong broker relationships. It's not just going to LoopNet. LoopNet has its issues, and there's a place for LoopNet. Finding deals is not necessarily the place. You want to develop your broker relationships. So they're actually sending you deals before they actually hit the market and the rest of the world sees it. That's where you really want to be. But specifically, brokers are one component. Buying in the right city. Every city has a market cycle. And if you're in the right market, in an emerging market, you're going to capture appreciation, jobs, and that's its own flow chart. That's a really cool chart I'd love to share with you coming up. So developing your deal flow, broker relationships, and being in the right emerging market. It's not rocket science. There's a process that we use for all of those to make sure that you're not missing something or setting yourself up to be successful. So you've got a great deal flow now. Now you actually have a property. You look at it, and there's a process that we use once we find the property. There's the financial due diligence, the physical due diligence, legal due diligence, and then closing. So we're actually closing on that property. Of course, the funding process, that's all part of it as well. Now we're managing the property. Your asset managers, you're not fixing toilets, you're not collecting rents. That's your property manager. Your property manager will actually be in the best position to make you a whole lot of money. So how do you pre-qualify property managers? What skill sets do they have? And we'll talk more about that in other sessions. But as you're managing the property over a 3 to 5 year hold, 5 to 7, and lately we've been seeing a lot of 7 to 10 year holds. That's just the world we live in now. What do you do? How do you capture market appreciation? How do you drive your NOI up? Because really the value of your property is based on your net operating income. So the higher your NOI, after your rents, value plays, expenses, CapEx, all that, after all that, what's your NOI? That drives your value. And so finally, as you prepare for sale, what do you do a year before you sell? 6 months, 3 months before you sell. Then when you actually sell, do you 1031 it into another property? Communicating with your investors, making sure that your investors know we're about to sell, they're about to get hit with a liquidity event. That's good news. So this chart really looks at the entire process from the time we have our deal flow to the time we sell the property. And between here and there, we've got several dozen process diagrams, our real estate roadmap. So I hope you've enjoyed viewing the process I use to close on a multifamily property. Let me know your thoughts. Check out our next video where we will explore additional strategies on closing on a multifamily property. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel below. We drop new videos every Tuesday and Friday. So ring the bell and be the first to view new content. I'm Phil Russo. Stay tuned.